Hello, chat. I hope you can hear us because I can barely hear myself. This is Magic Fish Radio and our regular and usually an NWoD in space campaign called Exit to Eden, which follows this ragtag bunch of Underground Railroad operatives who masquerade as a tourism agency. Sometimes. Lately, they've exited the Eden system because it's NWoD in space. Humanity is spread out across the stars at 6,000 years in the future. All of the Supernats went with them. And then about 2,000 years before today's date, the veil fell, so the Supernats are out, and the government really likes hunting them. Which is why there is now an Underground Railroad, getting Supernats and other people who would like to not deal with this bullshit out of unfriendly systems and into friendlier ones. Which leads to today's interesting situation where they're in another system. They're from Eden system, which was founded by Space Vikings. They're currently in Limos system, which was probably founded by Space Argonauts. And unlike Eden, Limos is very growing in anti-Supernat bullshit, which has an unfortunate side effect. If you kick all of the changelings off of your planet, there's no one to protect you from hedge bullshit. Funny, huh? Thus, our player characters crashed a swanky rich people's space age party. A huntsman showed up for one of our player characters, turned the whole big giant football field sized ballroom into a mass of punching bodies, and then escaped out of a hedge gate with the musical talent of the evening. There was also a floof.
Floof.
Oof.
Which reminds me, I need to invent more space age Pokemon to continue distracting the players with.
One day we can have a pet session.
They've already got a Jellycat, which is an invasive species mostly found in Eden system, and one stowed away on their ship.
Jellycat.
But Jellycat. Jellycat does not like abyssal monsters in space, because it hisses at them. It knows it's bad.
We appreciate Jellycat.
It will bite you for your own good. They will bite you? No one's really sure of the gender of Jellycat.
The system only has room for one tentacled creature, and I'm it.
Yep. Well, the floof does not have tentacles. It's basically a live ermine that is genetically engineered to match your outfit. Because it's that kind of cyberpunk society. Yeah, so chatlings, NYC weather has given me even worse brain fog than usual, and the stream endorphins and adrenaline have not kicked in yet. I apologize in advance if this stream is gray and dull and more than just me figuring out the filters finally. But yeah, we will do our best.
I think gray is a good thing in this setting where we're now in a 1940s adjacent vibe.
Yes, so our player characters leapt through the hedge gate and found themselves in a hard-boiled 1940s noir world, which is interesting considering that no one really remembers Earth that was, let alone the 1940s. So they are in this strange alien black and white world where all of the tech is like below Stone Age low tech, like it's probably a gun, but it shoots like slugs made of metal. Like what? Who does that? And thank you, Shotgun Splicer, for the GM+1. Oh, by the way, our stream does not run on cache. Because, well, that would be shooting ourselves in the foot, to be honest. So we run our trolls on channel points. If you are watching live, then go to the channel point options. You can buy +1 for the players' rolls, +1 for the GM's rolls, custom NPCs to throw at both of us, and we are also still crowdsourcing potential names for the Karve Tourism spaceship. And yeah. Apologies if not all NPCs make it in tonight. A, I'm brain fogged. B, this is the hedge. I chose wackiness.
Setting weird. NPCs not guaranteed.
But I try to write them down on paper in handwriting I can read again later, and they will show up eventually. I will do my best. And as for system, we are using an old LARP hack on NWoD, where instead of rolling a dice for every dot on your sheet like most White Wolf games, you add your dots together and then add a single d10 roll to it. If you roll a 1, you botch. If you roll a 10, you roll again, because it's 10 again. Certain merits give you 8 and 9 again, depending on how oos you are. So those +1s count towards the rolls of the players. So they can add 1 and they have to... Sometimes I let people add more. I mean, you've got a big pool now. The PCs currently have a pool of 16 +1s, amassed from previous games. I have somewhat more than that. Oh, thank you, mods. Mods killed a bot. Yay! Yay! Hail the mods. Thank you, mods. Kill the bots!
They shall die.
I think we have a series of movies about why we shouldn't kill bots.
Well, we shouldn't invent them in the first place is the real lesson.
That's true.
Anywho, well, I try to remember what else I need to say. Let's see what players I have to work with tonight to suffer through this very slow-moving train through the fog. Oh wait, it's Noir. There's plenty of fog. It's fine.
And trains.
Aesthetic. And trains. So let's start with Dracus's 8 million aliases because I chose Cyberpunk because I hate myself. And gave the party specifically someone who specializes in making new aliases.
This is true. So, I'm Dracus. I'm playing Klaus, who is currently either Craig Daniels or Gina Rackus, or maybe something else, depending on what happens in this new place we're in. I'm the local asshole mage and party medic, basically. I'm also not entirely sure how I'm functioning in this setting because I have cybernetic parts. It's great.
Woot! Diesel punk conversion! Hedge bullshit! Masterson, who are you? Or, Zardoz, you're Masterson today. At least that's the alias you chose.
And the face I'm using. I am Masterson. I am a shapeshifter who sort of blends in with wherever he goes. It's kind of amazing. We're going to go find something that was taken from people and get it back, or somebody's going to get hurt real bad.
Luckily, you have a hunter with you. Oh, Officer Bork. Yes. Who are you, Officer Bork? You're so relatively new to this ridiculous game I've built.
Yes, I am playing Officer Bark, a name given to me kind of on the spot by Masterson. And normally I play Boris, former detective and hacker in the main city there that we were in. I'm sorry, I'm blanking a little bit. But I've been doing my best to help the group out at this point.
The system is Limos. The city you're in, or the planet that is one giant city, well, in the mundane world, is Logoi. And finally, we come to... Oh, that's an AKA. Josh, who are you playing tonight?
That's a good question. I don't know. You're probably going to tell me.
Well, who are you playing at the party? Because you missed last game, but you were at the party, so who are you there?
So I'm Josh. I'm playing Petruchio, who was under the alias of Alphonse. And I have no idea how I'm going to end up in the hedge or how that's going to work. But we'll find out.
All right. Because like I said, when you kick all the changelings off of your planet, there are side effects. But humans are stupid. And the more bigoted they are, the more stupid they tend to be. So, yes. We'll start with catching Alphonse up. So, you kind of blanked out for a bit. You're pretty sure, you're not really sure what happened. You feel yourself a bit brain fogged. You got the sense that the entire room started attacking you, but not very well. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. The entire room started attacking Masterson. Like, the entire room. Massive mass combat. None of them seemed to bug you, but you also weren't affected.
Right, that makes sense.
So, you know, hashtag Von True Life. Did you maybe just decide to stand on the edge and...
I probably just tripped people while they went past. They were ignoring me.
Basically, the security mooks all got stats. The rich people were demoted to being an environmental hazard because they did not have stats for fighting. But trying to get through a crowded room of people trying to punch one guy, that's gonna cause some problems trying to just get through. You saw, so there was attackiness, and I believe Officer Bork, did you turn Bork at any point, or was that after you walked into the hedge?
No, I did when everybody was distracted trying to go after Masterson up the stairs, and zipped into the hedge, and then when we got denied a cab, I ended up changing back.
Ah, okay. So, Alphonse, you do see, you may or may not have seen what it used to be before, but you do see a very large, were you in dire wolf form, or, like, regular wolf form? I forget.
It was dire wolf form.
So you see a dire wolf chart, so Masterson runs up the stairs into what you can only describe as a magic door. But... hedge bullshit. You've seen it before. Yep. Craig also and then Craig and a direwolf follow him through the door. What you did, you also noticed that once they start booking it up, you wonder what happened to the girl that was playing piano up there?
Right.
And there's
He's famous.
The famous Etta J, concert pianist and jazz musician and all the musical genres, because this is space and you can do all the genres if you want.
Yep.
But yeah, she wasn't there no more, but there was a big empty magic door, and yeah. So you are now surrounded by befuddled security and rich people. You were part of a team. Oh, that's right. This group attended this party to steal the Supernat detectors that the rich people were using. For reasons. This plot's getting very long and complicated now. Thanks, Chris. So yeah, you're alone. You're not sure where Dune is. In a mass of very confused people who just got Supernat incursioned, and you were part of the group to steal one, if not two, Supernat detectors. What do you do?
I think I'm going to shrug, sigh, and walk through the damn magic door.
Oh, yep. It takes you a little while because you were kind of furthest away from the action. Yep. Because you have people for that, and, you know, if they're not attacking you, you don't...
I may be, you know, leaving a trail of sleeping bodies in my wake, but,
yeah, everyone, there are people sitting on the floor, there are people crying, there are people just look really confused, people who are drinking more, people who are putting down their drinks. It's you pass through the gamut of human psychological reactions to magic weirdness. So yeah.
Oh, I'm mildly curious before I go through. What is the state of the Supernat detector? Is it basically just sitting in the, well, that was a big supernatural thing?
Oh,
I disconnected the one that they had just reconnected.
So it's just offline.
It's just offline, but it's like physically offline because I yanked wires out and shit.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah. So they'll have to fix it.
Some
And
of
I
us.
stole their spare, or at least one of them.
The data brick.
Yeah, which is now a literal brick in the form of a book.
Their best working one is in fact the one that they removed to test, which I think may have been removed from the building.
Yeah. No, it's in the hedge now in my chest compartment, and it's a book.
Yep. So, Alphonse, you walk through the door, which is really just, it looks like someone opened a magic door inside of a real door, but you're like, this is magic bullshit. I know what this looks like. I'm from Idun. You are pretty sure this is hedge bullshit, because there's a lot of that in Eden. And the hedge, for better or worse, lets you through.
Yep.
Because the veil has fallen also between supernatural splats, so it's like, vampire, okay. I'm
so
sorry.
we can play with room, I catch up, but we could also just go back to the other group and you can introduce me when you feel like it.
That's what I was thinking of doing, actually. So, yeah, you walk through the door, and now we go back to the other three. Actually, it's like a... So... Where were we? I should have watched the last stream, the last 20 minutes, like I usually do, because I usually have brain fog problems. So, y'all
there
had
was a dangerous person being introduced, I believe. A woman.
Oh, yes. I do not remember at all. I think, yes, you all got to the Monarch Club. Alphonse, you watch them walk in to this nightclub called the Monarch, and some part of you that wasn't there before is bristling a little bit at that, because the Monarch is the main competition to your nightclub, the Rosalind, across the street. And you look down and you are wearing, like, a very fine, upscale white suit and white fedora. A somewhat gender-neutral suit, because, fuck it, it's my game, we're still genderqueer as fuck. So actually, yeah, is it a suit or a skirt suit?
I think it's a suit, but I have long hair styled up.
Woohoo! And victory rolls. Actually, would they have victory rolls in a crime drama? Who knows? I say yes. Anyway, so you are a little annoyed that this private dick and his, and his entourage went into someone else's club, and you are deciding what you want to do. Do you want to play it cool, or do you want to choose crankiness? But then also, you're still you, and so this like other narrative in your brain is now running on its own.
Yep.
And it's a little weird. It's not overpoweringly weird. It starts off as a subtle effect. But yeah, and everything's in black and white, which is starkly the opposite of what hedge bullshit usually is. Usually you're in psychedelic techno color whenever you are here. It's almost a relief that the bright lights aren't hurting your eyes.
Although I've been working on my light avoidance.
Yes, primitive electric lights cut through the smoke and the gloom, and not in a friendly way. All of your equipment has been downgraded to some kind of Stone Age tech of a mythical alien bygone era. But then it's the hedge, and myths are nothing if not alien.
Sure, I will wander into the club, to the casino.
The bouncer
at some distance from the people who I'm friends with, and don't know from Adam. tip my hat to.
Oh no, you have worked with you have run across these ne'er-do-wells before.
Oh well, yes.
You know, club owners run into private dicks all the time.
Tip my hat to one of the security guards.
The bouncer regards you coldly, knowing who you are, but don't want none, don't start none.
Let's keep it
So-
cool. We're all friends here.
Slightly grudgingly, but still lets you in, as you are a gentleman, or you are a gentle person. And it would be a poor show of force to not let the competition in to see how you run things.
What? So at the moment, I'm playing it fairly low key, even though obviously everyone on the staff recognizes me.
Well, the bouncers do. And as
Yeah.
you walk in, yes, I'd say the bartenders, the waitresses, even some of the musicians on stage look a little surprised. But they're all playing it cool too, because no one wants this to become a lead tap dance. It's a Saturday night and there are tips to be made. Other rest of the party. I forget, did I end it, were we in the, oh yes. The rest of the party has approached the ballroom where there is obviously the owner's table, and sitting there is a long, cool woman in an oddly metallic but still muted dress that you're very sure you saw at a previous engagement. And seeing you, but she's pretending she doesn't see you, gets up from her table and sachets through an employees only entrance, or an employees only exit, I should say. She is in no rush. Party, what do you do? Do you notice that your friend has shown up in a much nicer suit than you? Also, your Friday sungrazer seems to have wandered off somewhere.
That damn floof.
With the floof. Wait, did Stargrazer have the floof? Sungrazer have the floof, I forget. Yes.
Sungrazer had the floof.
Yep.
Sungrazer was asked to leave because there are no animals allowed in the club.
They let us in.
So Sungrazer got distracted and wandered off. Whoops.
So she is trying to get away from us.
Possibly. She doesn't seem to be in that much of a hurry.
I will put myself in a path to intercept.
You cannot intercept, as she is too far away and too close to the door, but you could follow her through the door.
Oh, I will absolutely follow her through the door.
I'm following Masterson wherever he goes.
Officer Bork.
I'll follow along, just kind of keep my distance a little bit, just in case.
And just to remind everybody who everyone is now, Masterson, private detective. Well, his Friday was Sungrazer, but they floofed off. They done floofed off.
All good.
With a bit of fluff. That says floof a lot. Klaus, a 2-bit dope peddler with a side hustle as an underworld informant. Boris, a copper on the drift. As straight shooting a bull as ever there was in his official career, but the Sarge found out he was hammer and saws with extra claws, and put his ass on suspension. Officer Bork, with your sharpened senses, shall you say, you smell someone familiar.
Familiar, you say?
Indeed. Familiar in that way that death smells familiar to one of your people. One of the people.
Ooh. And where would I know this person from?
Well, it's Petruchio, so previous games. You smell Petruchio some distance behind you, look and see, oh, they have a much nicer suit on than you do.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody has a much nicer suit on than I do, but I silently motion for him to follow.
Okay.
I look down. Smirk. Um, I will go up to the best dressed of the bouncers and say, I'd like to have a meeting with the boss. Um, uh, Something's come up. We wouldn't want it to get out of hand.
Well, the boss is currently engaged with something, but I'll let her know. He does not seem to notice the other people who are not employees walking through the employee-only door. So I'll take a message.
I can't really wait. Where shall I but I can wait a little bit. Where shall I meet her? Do I remember where her office is?
It's been a long time since you've been in the Monarch.
Yep, that's why I have to
Generally, professional courtesy means you don't go into each other's territories. But stranger things have happened. She's like, just cool your heels at the bar.
Sure.
She'll be,
I'll go to the bar and order a blood wine, the special.
Yes, they bring you a light lacrima. Because you do remember, you are still a kindred, and kindred do exist in this world. Alongside the Kine. And they have the similar problems that they have with Kine in the world you're used to.
Right, so sunlight's annoying.
You don't recall ever seeing the sun in this town.
Oh, that makes it easy.
You try to think of the last time you saw daylight, and, well, it must have been recently. Doesn't that happen once a day, but you can't place it? So, the rest of you walk downstairs to find a large, cold, dank basement and, well, more tones of gray. This is probably a concrete pour rather than stone. And you see the lady sitting against a table under the one swinging pendant light. Sitting against a table on top of which is a leather briefcase.
Excellent. I will approach.
Well, how nice that you accepted my invitation, Detective.
I think you have misjudged why I am here. And
No,
that
I
is-
think I've judged exactly why you're here. That was the plan.
You grabbed the tiger. Can you hold on to it?
Well, I can hold on to the cub for safekeeping. The plan was, and I'm not afraid to say at this point, as circumstances have changed slightly, the plan was to trade the cub for the tiger, willingly. Because no one really neither myself nor my employer want anyone to die today. But if you were not to meet those terms, then the cub would go to the green slammer with me. However, I have an alternate offer for you as something unexpected came up.
And what would that be?
My people, we predate the gentry. They take something from us and replace it with their own will, and we become their slaves.
Funny thing about them,
Not that funny.
No. No.
But you know that just as well as I do, if not better. So when I walked into the first pocket hedge I could see, I didn't realize it already contained something else I wanted far more than the wants of my employer.
So where is the fortress?
I don't know if it is a fortress. Unfortunately, rules are rules, and I can't tell you unless you swear an oath to help me. But if you help me, I give you back the cub, and you walk away. We walk our separate ways, and I will never bother you again.
Here's what I am willing to offer. You give the girl back now, and I will assist you in finding this thing and getting you out of this idiot jam that you've gotten into.
Well, don't say it's an idiot jam. The gentry have things stacked unfairly in their favor. But if you're going to swear an oath to it, I can allow that.
Good. Done.
All right. And she, sort of reaches behind her and sort of pulls out a little black, it might be red, but everything's in black and white. And squeezes it a bit, and some, like, very dark colored blood comes out of it. And she's like, well, then we shake on it.
Yeah, and I'll shake.
Okay, the thorns dig into your palm. A point of glamour is expelled by someone, and you, Officer Bork and Klaus, you both are also effectively magical entities. You are not sure what has just happened, but it happened with a capital H. And you see the weight of something pressing down on Masterson and this, huntsman.
Could have just introduced yourself at the party and we could have handled this like adults.
Well, I didn't realize I would stumble into the one place the monarch didn't want me to go.
Are you attached to this place?
I'm not attached to this place by choice, but someone in this strange little dreamland has my heart. And
Yeah.
I want it back.
Yeah, we need to take that from them.
Because once I have that, I can dislodge the nonsense that the monarch implanted in me.
I'm acquainted with the huntsman, yes. I've been studying on how to kill you permanently.
Well, you could destroy my heart, I suppose, but that would break your oath.
I mean, and that puts us in a predicament.
So, don't do that. And since the weird will enforce the oath better than I ever could, and they basically they pull out the briefcase and open it. The inside is weird. It's weird. It's strange. Look, it's not what you expected. It's like the inside is lined with mirrors, which are then encrusted on the edges with just jagged pieces of crystal. And inside you see another cold gray room with a young lady sitting on a chair, kind of by herself, not even bound, just looking around, very confused. You know this young lady quite well.
Yes, we are acquainted. Let her out, and I will be more than happy to assist you.
All right. I suggest you escort her out of this realm first. Otherwise, she may not be able to leave.
Yeah.
We all know that rule.
Well, you can't find the door if you can't open it.
Indeed. And she reaches into her own briefcase and, in a sort of blur, pulls the young lady out of it until she is standing next to her. So, like, closes the briefcase. The young girl looks very confused. Like, can I go now? Can I go now?
Yes. Let's go. Come on.
Yes. Business is concluded. You are free to leave with this gentleman. All right. What was her voice again? All right. Okay. And who are you?
I'm a friend of your father's.
Oh, do you know where he is?
The Admiral? I would presume he's aboard his ship somewhere.
No, I mean,
That is a conversation we can have after you are out of this place and safely away from here.
look, I know I came here looking for my pops. I just didn't realize I wasn't the only one looking for him. Like,
His-
all I know is I got demoted from amateur dick to professional bait.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty good bait. Don't do that again.
Well, I didn't have much of a choice. I don't think I did. It was very strange.
Henrietta, this is a conversation that we can have later when you are not stuck inside a hedge maze.
This is a basement of a nightclub, not a hedge. What's a hedge maze? Who even does those anymore?
Bad people. Awful people.
All right, I'm all right to just get out of here. That would be great.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to the door. And Masterson is white knuckling his way through this entire span of minutes.
So Bobby Rosalind, aka Alpha. Well, I figured your name was Alphonse. Your club is called the Rosalind.
Oh, fair.
But you can be, if that's what you want. That's fine. So Bobby, you see, your old friends come up out of the basement with the young lady who had been playing piano in that other world, and she looks a little bit mussed, a little bit fussed, but otherwise looks surprisingly healthy.
Is the boss with them?
The boss is not with them.
Got it.
Yes, you know the boss as a formidable opponent in the world of nightclub and skullduggery. In fact, you don't really rightly know her actual name. People just refer to her as the Maw. Because she chews people up and sometimes spits them out.
You run into any trouble with the maw?
Who are you talking to?
You.
No.
Okay. So,
I do have considerable resources if there's anything that needs to be done here.
There will be in a minute, but first we need to get the girl out of here. Question, we're in the hedge, correct?
it sounds like you're in some pocket hedge,
Uh,
but the hedge.
Am I in full ogre appearance or am I still looking like a human?
You,
Just a
you are still wearing the same mask you had on at the party. You look as human as you usually look, which is in itself unusual for the hedge. But
Okay.
this is basically the 1940s NWoD of the hedge, so it's very meta.
okay.
You're in a part of the hedge that is meant to mirror parts of the real world.
Yeah.
Which is why you're also in a version of the real world where with archaic technology, but they still know about Supernats and still don't like them very much.
Yeah. Okay.
Security eyes you with the girl as you walk out, but they make no moves against you.
That's good. I would hate to have to kill all of them.
Well, they would hate to have to be killed by the boss. Where do you take the young lady?
Back to the hedge gate that we came in through.
All right. So that's a taxi cab right away. How do you summon a taxi cab this time? They're on wheels. They don't have cell phones. What do you do?
Where do you need to go?
I need to go back to where we came in.
Follow me.
Oh, I was going to say, who has the best looking legs? Just stick a bare leg out in the.
I was just going
street,
to
but,
escort them back to my place, and have someone drive a limo, take them in a limo.
I have striking moves too. I'm pretty sure cab will stop for me.
Okay. Did I make you roll about that last time? I forget.
Sungrazer decided to because he was being funny.
And blew the top off, yes.
All right. You take a cab back to where you came in. Just a strange little dark alley, punctuated with fuzzy but bright but blinding lights. Unfriendly electricity. Wow, I am so brain fogged right now.
Well, that's okay. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Vampiric Yoda, for the GM +1.
Yay! That's what we needed. More GM +1s.
Doesn't the GM have enough power already?
It's gonna be great.
Apparently not power enough over my own damn brain.
Okay.
So, it looks like you came out of a service entrance in a building in an alley, and, well, yep, it's still a hedge gate. Hasn't been that long since you walked in.
Okay. All right. Now, when you go back through that door, there's going to be a whole lot of confused and very, very, very concerned security guards who are going to lose their entire fucking minds because they're pretty sure they got fired because you disappeared.
Yeah, I was singing blues for the tops in this club, because I'm not gonna say no to dough when I'm in Limos City, but, that's still happening?
The party should be going for another 5 or 6 minutes. We haven't been gone that long.
I'm confused. I thought it's been at least a day and a night.
Okay, I'm going to explain this to you in real simple terms. This is a what's a good way to express this? Is a pocket reality that it runs adjacent to Limos City. It's a very specific aspect of it that can be accessed if you know how. The nice lady who took you knows how. I know how. A couple of other people around here know how. So, once you go back through that door, you are back in the real world, where I would very much like you to stay and not do anything eccentric while we're gone.
This isn't the club I was performing in, though.
No, this is not the the Ryerson estate. That's on the other side of that door.
I don't understand. Another world? Is this like magic and stuff?
Kind of. You know that thing that's incredibly illegal for you to know stuff about and could probably get you arrested by at least 3 of your cousins?
Wait, Do I have cousins? She is not all there.
You have, let's see, your father, your brother, your Uncle Robert has 7 children, 3 of which are in the military, 2 of which I know work for Task Force Valkyrie. One of them is a ship captain operating in the Eastern Fringe.
Yeah, that does sound right.
I realize that you have questions for what has happened and what's going to happen next. However, none of that is going to get answered in here for you right now. So I need you to go through that door so that we can take care of the rest of this business and figure out what else is going to happen next.
All right, but I'm still looking for my pops. Well, my other one who isn't an admiral.
Yeah, I know. But I can't help you with that right now. I got to get through this first, and then we can handle that particular set of problems.
All right. Well, thank you. I guess. How will I find you again?
Can I actually make my own actual card appear by, or is it stuck into one of the? Do I have to reach through the hedge? Because I can just reach through the hedge gate, pull out one of my cards, and hand it to her.
By the time you pull it back, it has turned into wacky Noir version, so it's like Masterson Private Dick, you know, at Nobody Lane 314, and it's like,
Does the number on the back still actually match my communicator number?
No, it's a much shorter number, but maybe it'll turn back when she gets to the other side? You don't know, the hedge is mysterious and annoying like that.
Take off my silver watch, my murder watch.
That's the watch you got in the Goblin Market that time.
Yes.
She stares at it. Where did you get that watch?
Someplace else. Hold on to this.
No,
I'll
but
find it.
this is my pop's watch.
Like I said, I'll be able to find it.
Oh, and she sort of. Oh, okay.
Okay, I get through the door.
She finally walks through the door.
Okay. So now that the prodigal's out of the room, we have to go storm a castle, find the heart of a huntsman, and return it to the huntsman in order to get the hell out of here.
Sounds dramatic.
It's the hedge. It's going to be dramatic. First, we have to find the fortress to figure out where the heart is to storm it, and then get
That
it
would
out.
help, yeah.
Then I have to pull the most amazing trick that nobody's ever tried before with the heart, and boy, is that going to be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah, don't worry about it. It shouldn't bother any of you. Sure.
I'm going to worry about it, but later.
Yeah, that's 2 hours from now's us's problem. We have to go find the. Okay. So a brief synopsis of what I know of what's going on. This hedge realm belongs to a minion of the Therazaz known as the Monarch. He's very, very unsubtle. One of his minions has the heart for at least one of his huntsmen stashed somewhere in this hedge realm. There's the possibility that there could be more hearts for other huntsmen. I don't know. I haven't been here before. But if we can find that, we can give the heart back to the huntsman, and the huntsman will quit chasing me.
That would be nice.
Sounds fair.
Masterson, I would like you to roll intelligence and occult.
Ooh, low numbers.
Depends on how high you roll.
True.
Oh, I added 2-player plus ones. I don't know if you saw in chat.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Your pool
Cool.
is now 18. do you want to add some plus ones?
Does it apply to the silent?
No.
Okay, 15.
Okay. So yeah, a whole bunch of what you just said to your buddies is wrong. And it's like you're a little confused, but that's not actually how huntsman heart hiding works. 3 successes, yeah. So no one's really sure how the True Fae do this, but they take the heart out of a huntsman and replace it with some piece of their own will. And then they put that heart into a human. The human typically has no idea. Did you ever read the very early Sandman comics?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. There's a girl with a magic dream stone in her head, and she doesn't know, and then it causes weirdness because that's Sandman. Sometimes it can cause weirdness in the humans. Actually, I wonder if that's going to be what the Netflix series is about, so maybe we'll revisit this subject. But, typically, the human has no idea that they have it, or are guarding it.
Is there a way to remove the heart from the human without killing the human?
Sometimes. It depends on... Actually, no, Patruka, you don't know any of this. Patruka, you're a vampire. Well, Josh is at... Well, for Josh asking...
That was Josh asking.
Yeah,
I'm not sure Petruchio was in this scene. Petruchio is currently a casino boss. He may have expected people to meet up with him later.
He didn't get in the cab or the limo with the others.
Yep.
Okay. Petruchio's doing his own thing.
Yep.
So yeah, so to answer Josh, sometimes it depends on what it is, because Second Ed Changeling and Lost is even more abstract than the first one. And, hedge bullshit and again, it's in a human, not a changeling, not a hobgoblin, and hedge bullshit has weird side effects on humans.
So we're looking for the oddest human we can find because they're probably the ones suffering from whatever's holding on to the huntsman's heart. Is a fair place to start looking.
Possibly, but it's also possible that you are in that human's dream. Because sometimes that's how changelings get the heart of the huntsman back.
Am I in a dream?
Maybe. That sometimes manifests as a hedge pocket realm, depending on the strength of the dreamer and any, extenuating circumstances, like having a huntsman's heart and not knowing it.
Well, no, I'm a changeling. I should be able to determine whether or not I'm in a dream or if I'm in a hedge realm. I think it's a clarity check to figure out where I am.
Okay. I do clarity check.
So I'm rolling a d10 and adding my clarity, or am I rolling the many dice of failure?
This is more like a kenning check. So yeah, roll your add a d10, add your clarity to a d10.
Okay.
Redeemed custom NPC drop. Lost in Time vampire hunter Abraham Lincoln, who may be the oddest human anyone's ever met. I have not actually read those or seen them. I forget if it's a movie or books or both or comics.
I think it's at least both.
I'll see what I can do.
I have an 8.
Definitely watched the movie at Halloween.
I have an 18, a 23 if my acute senses applies.
I'll say they do. Yeah, this is so. Changelings can practice oneromancy and dream walking and stuff like that. Human dreams are similar to hedge realms, but not exactly the same. If a dream has turned itself into a pocket realm in the hedge, that means possibly 2 things. 1, there are no changelings manicuring the hedge right now, which is true. 2, Human dreams plus hedge bullshit equals pocket hedge.
Okay.
So you're not in danger of being trapped here. The human might be in some trouble, but it's very, there is no set path. These sorts of stories that you've heard about huntsmen and things like this, both something about it seems very familiar to you, weirdly. Yeah, with that much, you feel like you've done this before, and you can't quite put a finger on how, except maybe you've done this before. But from what stories you remember of of hunter-related bullshit, the stories are as varied as they can be in this ridiculous cosmos we all live in.
Okay.
But yes, you're in a strange hybrid realm where a dream became a pocket of the hedge.
Okay.
Which
I will
isn't
explain-
normal, but what is?
Yeah, I'll explain that to Craig and Officer Bark Bark.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of. Hedge bullshit.
Hedge bullshit is hedge bullshit. You tell me where to point magic or drugs and I shoot. That's all I got.
I will. You remember that newspaper I grabbed to see what was going on at the when we got here? I will flip through that and see if there's anything that strikes me as in something that doesn't belong, something that doesn't jive with the 1940s aesthetic that we're living in.
Everything very stubbornly, adheres to this 1940s aesthetic. However, since you rolled an exceptional success on your kenning roll, or whatever the hell we call it in this edition, one thing that sticks out to you is, and let me check my GM notes. La la la. You definitely see some familiar names that do not necessarily belong here. Apparently, in the arts and leisure section of this newspaper, the talk of the town is that the Ryerson family is donating an ancient artifact to the Faraday Museum, a gold bejeweled panther skull from a faraway exotic land that is not actually named in this article. Supposedly, the Tops are turning over a new leaf, no longer wishing to steal artifacts from other peoples and cultures purely for their own entertainment. Although, donating it to a local museum rather than giving it back to its country of origin, oh, of course not. Why would they do that? So it's just a different flavor of colonialism today.
The Ryersons exist in this dream state. Did we see any other names from Limos?
Well, Limos. You're in the city of Limos.
Yeah, but any of the names of the places, the street names match to the people we've run. Any of the other major names match up to anything?
Not that you've actually, yes, some of the street names are similar to those that you've seen in Logoi. Though not in the exact patterns they're supposed to be, because this is a 1940s 8 stories tall city, not a cyberpunk megacity metropolis.
Okay.
Although when you try to think about the geography with your in-dream brain, you can't, it's a bit like Dark City.
Okay.
Where you have an inkling that there is a world outside the city, but you can't actually remember how to get there.
Okay.
Which is troubling, but not overwhelming. Just, well, this is some hedge bullshit.
Where are the Ryersons donating the thingamajig? And when is that occurring?
It is the Faraday Museum. They have already donated it, and there has already been a gala event to celebrate we have a new shiny thing. So at this hour, the Faraday Museum would be closed.
Closed is a suggestion.
True, but I doubt there are humans prowling around the museum at this hour.
So, while you all ponder that, Bobby, did you just go back to your club?
No, I had some people follow them. If they took my limo is probably heading back to my club, so that, rather to a hideaway, so that I can meet up with them to find out what the hell's going on.
Bobby has already gone native. He's like, I know this role. Did you take
Also, since they have some reason to want to stay here longer than just dropping someone off, I will try this. This world seems to have given me power, or obviously I already have power. I belong here. So I'm mustering my forces and making sure that I can do what needs to be done.
Okay. So are you doing that at your club or at an alternative location hideout?
Probably my club.
So you're sitting in your club, the Rosalind. You have the best of everything, the best drink, the best attractive people, the best musicians, at least until you lost the bid on Etta J for that night that she happened to get kidnapped, which was not your doing. But it's
Not even a little bit.
Just adding insult to injury. Just, oh, then she gets kidnapped from someone else's club. I could have stopped her from getting kidnapped. Says in Dream Brain. So you are sending the word through your various chains of lackeys and informants. So, all right, boss. Yeah, like what do you want us to do, boss?
Well, keep a close eye on that cab, and give me the lowdown on what's going on in this city. Something special is going to happen, and I want to be the first to know.
All right, boss. We'll see what we can do. Yeah. I got the guys from following the cab just called, and it looks like the people got out of a cab. Your buddies got out of a cab and walked down an alley, and they couldn't follow them closer than that without being seen.
Got it.
Wait, who the fuck is that? And your thug looks, and you really only don't remember his name. He just sort of NPC thug. Oh, that's comforting. Who the fuck is
Number
that?
one.
And there is a man in a. What you're seeing is in this era, the clothing, the fashion is all very uniform. Unlike, the space age world you come from. So a man comes in, so if you're in this style of dress, someone in a completely other, possibly historical era of dress, very tight button-up shirt and slacks, a stovepipe hat and a beard, and he's like 6'4", and has 2 shotguns slung over his shoulders, like, I heard there was a vampire in this here establishment, and that we cannot have. So, roll initiative.
Yep. Initiative is which roll? I know it's some stat. It's like wits plus something.
Initiative modifier is Dex plus Composure.
Let's see. Sure. D10 somewhere. I pulled one out. There we go. 18. Oh, sorry, Dex plus Composure.
Plus a die roll.
Yes, I
Yes.
know. 16.
And let me roll for your mooks. Okay, so, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter goes first. Actually, no, he's got a shotgun and a Tommy gun, because it is the 40s. I don't even know if that's historically accurate, but it is, it is a stereotype, and this particular episode, I'm gonna go with the stereotypes. And he's going to let loose with his Uzi over your whole dang club.
That's just rude and wasteful. But very much in character.
He rolled a...
Wait.
He has rolled a 15 to fuck up your club. To get out of the way, roll... wait, how does this game work again? Oy vey.
Dex plus athletics?
Yeah, roll to dodge.
There's a defense stat.
There's defense.
Oh, there is a
roll
defense.
defense.
That's right. Lower of Dex or Wits plus athletics. So
Well,
yeah, definitely.
I think technically this is what happens is you subtract defense from the roll.
Yes.
What is your defense?
So my defense is dexterity or wits. Okay, it's 4.
Given the ridiculous nature, I'll let you roll to dodge, because otherwise you take 2 lethal.
In fairness, I think 2 lethal is not much.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
rather.
so he only rolls an 11. So some of your mooks get shut up, but you take 2 lethal.
Right, and it's actually not 2 lethal; it's 2 bruising
2
because
bruising?
I'm a
Okay.
vampire.
Okay.
And I think that gets tamped down because I bothered to get 2 dots of the endurance thing.
Okay. So now it is your turn.
Sure. I will walk up to Abraham Lincoln and see if my indomitable will is bigger than his indomitable will as I meet eyes with him.
Okay. So I believe what happens is you can do the first level thing in 1 turn.
Yep.
And then, assuming he doesn't fight it and try to shoot you point blank, then next turn you can do some programming. I believe is how it works in combat.
Yep.
Okay. And you don't have to roll for the first level. It's just spend blood.
No, I do. I think the first level is the only level I need to roll for.
Okay, so
I don't
roll
need
for
to.
that.
I don't need to spend. I do need to roll.
Right.
So that is intelligence plus expression plus dominate plus blood pool.
Or blood potency.
Well, that's what I mean. So that is 7, 6, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. Plus a die roll. So 16.
Okay, that is 3 successes. Yes, you have entranced the NPC within the game.
Yep.
And he stops shooting. Then it is the Mook's turn. And the guys in the club some are attending to the wounded already. Some are mounting up their own strike or gearing up in case their boss can't hold out off this asshole. Someone is calling someone on a phone, on a phone behind the bar. Someone else is ushering people out of the club because someone brought an Uzi to an entrancement fight. At this point, Masterson and the other 3 players, you didn't notice the tail, but the payphone next to them rings, and they pick it up, and they kind of go, they have a very oh shit kind of response to whatever's told to them on the phone. and they start booking it for a nice looking, I say, they didn't tail them in a limo, they tailed them in like a nice sedan. And start booking it towards that sedan. Because, yeah, the general rule is if someone comes to the club with an Uzi, we have to go protect the Rosalind. They're good boys.
Stupid dream.
Well, they're good people. They're all genders of mooks. So...
Do we Do we know who the mooks work for?
You think you've seen them at the Rosalind, so why your friend sent a tail to watch you instead of coming themselves, you're not sure, but this is a whole weird situation, and you don't know how vampires deal with hedge bullshit exactly.
Should we go see what happened at the Rosalind? At least for the 5 minutes of laughter before we get back to what we were doing.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Okay. I don't mind if this is a quick combat compared to the bullshit I pulled last game.
It was still fun though.
It was fun, but wow, I suck at running combat. But so, which is why I'm all too fine for, you know, oh, the Von True just entrances the wacky dude. Okay, fine.
Yep.
So yeah, so Abraham Lincoln is holding his action because he wants to know what his new boss wants him to do before he does it. So he's holding his action, is how I'm saying it.
He's mesmerized,
Yeah.
but yes.
Because his will is now yours. More or less.
And
So now it's your turn. What do you do?
Sure. I don't think a mesmerized Abraham Lincoln is particularly useful to me. So I'm going to suggest. So I'm going to start giving him instructions. To that. This world is clearly needs new leadership, and he should give up being a vampire hunter for a while and run for president.
Yes, then I could put forth legislation to make sure the Supernats never bother kind, honest citizens ever again.
Absolutely. I will clearly do more to your cause than merely going after supernaturals one at a time. Plus, you know, supernats are people like everybody else. The important thing is to make sure they obey the law.
Abraham Lincoln seems confused by this, but
After all,
his
Important-
gun is... Sorry.
After all, you don't want supernats to be the new slaveholders, but you also don't want them to be the new slaves.
That is an excellent point. And he's already put his Uzi down, and he tips his hat at you, and walks out of the club. That is still shot all to hell, and it's the Mook's turn, and they're all kind of like, "Boss, do you want us to kill him?"
No, it's fine. Clean things up, people.
Okay, yes, boss. So the other three of you take a cab back to this neck of the woods, which is ironically right across the street from the Monarch. Or maybe not ironic. Maybe there's only so much server space in this pocket dream dimension thingamajig. Or your GM is very tired and brain fogged. But yeah, so you get to the Monarch, and there is an ambulance, an old-fashioned, you assume, ambulance. They're picking up some very injured people, and it looks like nobody died, but there's definitely some people bleeding from what look like they were shot with like a piece of metal instead of a laser. Like, some people still use those like way out on like the verge of space, like the rim of space in Firefly. There are still people who shoot slugs. It's weird seeing it in a city though. But someone shot a bunch of people with a bunch of bullets. Also, it looks like the club that was pretty hoppin', although there are no windows on the outside, but there's no music playing. It doesn't sound like there's a party going on in there at this moment, which is weird because there was when you left this neighborhood. And the bouncer out front is less bouncer and more coordinating people leaving and people getting into ambulance stuff. He's like, all right, you take them, and he's like, oh, hey, I think the boss is expecting you. Things got weird, but like, you can go right in. Like, if you were here to fuck up the joint, you're too late. Someone else already did. And he just lets
I'll
you
say.
through. You don't even have to bribe him this time.
If I were here to fuck up the joint, I would have started inside and made it a much, much bigger mess.
I mean, the club didn't have windows. It kind of does now.
Yeah, no, the other guy did too. He brought an Uzi. It's just weird. What the fuck is an Uzi? Oh wait, no, you know what an Uzi is. It's a weird gun that just shoots lots and lots of bullets instead of something effective like a laser.
Yeah.
You've heard of them in military history, because they're not really that useful for hunting.
Yeah.
Well, he actually brought an Uzi, not a Tommy gun.
What is the difference between those? I forget.
Tommy gun is closer to the period. Also, Tommy gun has a drum.
Oh.
And you turn the drum while you're shooting.
Isn't that the one, though, that you, like, have to stand up on a tripod first? Like it's a camera?
No, those are the full-size machine guns.
Oh, okay.
Tommy gun has, like, two handles. It's got the one by the trigger and then the one in front of the drum.
Okay, then he brought a Tommy gun. Sorry, this
Alas,
is
my 1940s gun expert friend is not watching tonight. He'll be so disappointed.
Tommy gun. Thank you, Fadier, for buying that NPC. That was a fun interlude.
One fits into a violin case relatively easily. The other one doesn't.
Yep.
But you have to take it apart to put it in the violin case, right?
No.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, you have to take the drum off at the very least.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, chat, you can also cause these interesting interludes and weirdness by buying NPCs with your channel points. Choose mayhem.
In the interest of inconvenient timing, when you come in, Petruchio has just put on a new shirt and is shrugging into a new jacket, and there is a shirt sitting on a chair riddled with bullet holes.
Doing all right there, boss?
Oh,
Didn't
hurt me at all.
Wait,
Right.
boss, they work for you now? I'm so confused. I thought we were supposed to keep them out. What is happening?
Not today.
Okay, everyone, don't beat up the dope peddler today. Okay.
Wait,
We're
who's the
busy
dope
doing
peddler?
other stuff anyway.
I am.
What did Officer Barker
Oh.
say?
I said, who's the dope peddler?
You'll never find out. You'll never catch me.
It's you, Officer Burke. You're the dope.
Yeah, Officer Bark would need to bring a drug-sniffing dog.
We just you're the one who's causing the problem. We're not being the McGruff of this city.
You are McGruff.
Come in. I'll have someone bring you a drink. Tell me what's been going on.
There are cheaper ventilation systems available to you that do not involve firearms.
Oh yeah, we had an once and future president come in. It was very inconvenient.
Once in future president.
Those damn Kennedys.
Did he pull the hat from the stone now?
Pulled the beard from the stone.
I think it was a Tommy gun in this case, but
Oh, lovely.
they got to modernize, you know.
Okay, yeah, so you look around the club and tables have been turned over, glasses shattered. There's not as much blood as you've seen in other crime scenes, but, you know, some shit went down but then was stopped fairly quickly. Bullet holes in the walls, broken mirrors, broken lights and chandeliers. you suspect Tommy gun.
This looks like Dresden after the bombing.
But someone at the bar is pouring you some drinks. May or may not know. Whatever they bring all three of you drinks that somehow you've never heard of before, but you all like them, and it's like, oh, okay.
Well, I'd like just about anything that's put in front of me, I think.
Except there's no more rainbow-colored alcohol. This is all just
God
gray.
damn it!
Varying shades of gray alcohol.
So would this drink be called 50 Shades of Grey?
That's the Deva nightclub.
I'm gonna say all the drinks are in Nick and Nora glasses, just cause.
It's an old fashioned, and you'll like it.
I figure Masterson's getting whiskey neat.
Yeah, it's been one of those days.
So yeah, there's various wait staff has reset a table and put down a new tablecloth without any bloodstains on it, as someone comes over from the bar with some drinks and also a glass of something for Rosalind that smells coppery. Weird. But like actually, officer, you say it smells like alcohol but also like blood.
I've smelled this before. We've been around Lacrima.
Yeah. I don't know if Officer Borkborg has, but yeah.
No, I haven't. That's okay. I'll keep it to myself, and it'll be a question for the future.
The nice thing about this setting is that werewolves and vampires are not overtly allergic to each other.
Oh, good.
So
They're not at war?
Not at war. I mean, individuals go to war with each other, but like that's everything. That's everywhere in this galaxy.
Yeah, but for me, that's too much energy. I can't waste that energy on an individual.
Yeah.
I'm lazy like that.
You're too busy hiding from your fellow cops.
Exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, some nice, attractive wait staff members bring you glasses of stuff that tastes alcoholic in like a really kind of simple, earthy way, or in a very simple alcoholic way. Not a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting kind of toned down without all the Technicolor sugar substitutes and sugars in the future. Even the alcohol tastes gray. What the fuck, man? But yeah, so what do you all talk about?
All right. What do we need to do before we go home?
We need to find the huntsman's heart and give it back to it.
Long story short, we are not trying to kill each other anymore. The huntsman and us, that is.
Well, the
And
huntsman.
now we're helping each other?
Yeah, I got that from the interaction in the club.
Cool.
We're a mutually beneficial thing to free somebody else from slavery. Yes.
Just a quick question: is everything you guys do this confusing?
More or less.
It actually is not bad. I've been sort of seeing this coming on the horizon for a couple of months.
Sounds like typical police work then. Cool, I'm in.
I mean,
Well, it kind
sometimes
of killed the huntsman with, the things that I carry that you as a cop aren't supposed to know about, and I just like pull my jacket closer.
I mean, sometimes sometimes we just do hedge trimming, really.
Yeah, there's not going to
Edge
be.
trimming.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Did you not tell us what you were for the first month and a half of us knowing you? Because I believe you did, and as a result, you don't get to make value judgments about the secrets we keep.
To be fair, nobody asked me, so.
It's all right. I kept those same secrets sort of even when people did ask me, so it's fine.
Okay, just so you're aware of the official policy, if we end up dealing with any of your particular people's type of nonsensical bullshit, you're in charge of dealing with that because it's your bullshit. Also, you're the new manager of Dune.
Wait, what?
As Dune.
Finally.
So I'll let you sort that out when you get back, but yeah, you're officially in charge of your kind of people's nonsense.
Be advised that Wednesday is weapons stash cleaning day.
Yeah.
It takes all afternoon.
I thought it was Tuesday. Was it Wednesday?
I think it was Wednesday. I don't remember though.
We're looking for a very specific human and a human-sized stack of humans.
That's really helpful.
In fairness, Dune technically outranks you, but not when it comes to your specific kind of bullshit.
Yeah, if it's your kind of bullshit, if not, figure it out between the two of you.
Fair enough.
Right. So we need to find a heart. Any clues?
The only name I've seen that matches this world and the other world so far has been Ryerson as a person.
Right. Important.
Aside from Etta J, and the fact that the city is called Limos.
But the only person name, and the reason Etta J would match was because Etta J came from the other world, was brought here, and then we took her back. So theoretically, I think there's a Ryerson somewhere at the middle of this.
Right.
Give them
Has
a
this
place
world
to
given any memories of this Ryerson family?
They're more or less the same as they were in the party you just left. They're a rich, insurance magnate kind of rich family. So they run an insurance corporation and make a lot of money from other people's pain.
They sound delightful.
And, do rich people stuff like buy art and antiquities from the same black market for their personal collections and or donate them to museums if they're feeling altruistic but still imperialist.
Right.
So, but in this, they don't own like planet-sized moons or anything. They just, own a bunch of buildings downtown. They have a penthouse uptown.
Right.
Things
Yeah,
like
the
uptown
Ryersons-
and downtown are very hazy right now, but okay.
The Ryersons are a big deal here. That's right. Something about insurance. So what makes this important? Or do we need just take them out? What?
We need to find them and figure out which one of them is the heart.
Which one of them?
My operational theory is that one of them has the heart in them, on them, near them, adjacent to them, or they did something dumb and it's a golden panther skull type of an object that they donated to a museum, because theoretically this heart could be anything.
That narrows it down.
Well,
If I get close enough to it, I suspect I can tell what it is. It's a reasonable bet that I can get a whiff of nonsense off of it and at least identify what it is or where it's supposed to be.
right. Do we want to sleep on it and visit the museum while it's open to see whether that golden panther skull thing is what you're looking for? Or
It might be a good idea to start that way. That way we can get a good look without being suspicious.
You mean you don't want to break into the museum after hours?
Not yet.
Fair
Well-
enough.
No.
I'll keep my lockpicking tools on standby.
I can walk through walls.
You can.
That doesn't help the rest of us.
I can walk through a goddamn wall, walk up to the skull, see if it's what I think it is, and if it is, I can pick the damn thing up and leave with it.
Then why don't you just go check right now?
Because I'm busy explaining to you that I can do this awesome thing while the three of you decide if you're going to sleep on it or not.
Sure.
Why
wanna
didn't
do
you
it?
lead with that then?
Because you all decided, let's sleep on this. And I'm like, no, we're going to go do this now. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be.
Goodbye,
I
Manny.
hate-
Let's go.
Good talk, guys. Good talk.
Remember, the rule of magical nonsense applies. This is changeling.
Yep. Your problem.
Well, it's your problem too, because you're in a hedge dream. So,
It's
I
because,
haven't
it's,
noticed.
because it's your bullshit. You're in charge.
right.
This is true.
So that's
Right.
what-
Can any of us drive these things, or should I get one of my people to drive us over?
I mean, you could try and see if it'll drive by itself. That has not been my experience.
Yep. We still have manual cars, just we don't usually use them. And mostly they fly.
Yeah, ground transportation. That's That's
Weird.
also weird in an urban setting. Sometimes still happens out in the boonies and new colonies, but like, yeah, even they would rather have cars that fly.
It's quaint. It's kind of adorable.
More
It's a little-
energy efficient too. Like these cars, you think these cars might run on gasoline, which like nobody's done in hundreds of years.
Wait, they're using
Wait.
fossil fuels?
Yeah,
Wait,
they're
not
using
even-
fossil fuel. You can smell it. You're a wolfy wolf. It's
They haven't.
awful
They haven't
here.
even used. They haven't even used fossil fuels out on the Verge, where things are complicated. Wait, the Verge.
Well, I think sometimes fossil fuels are still used out on the edge of space as a fuel source.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a cheap fuel source. This is no longer the oil baron days of humanity. It's like this is the cheap shit that was left over from mining something that actually mattered.
I've changed my mind. I'm with Masterson on getting this done as quickly as possible. No sleeping on it.
Yeah, this whole place, like at first you're like, is it very foggy? No, this is all smoke. People are smoking really bad for you tobacco. People are yeah, fossil fuels. It's what ugh. You can barely breathe here. You're pretty sure there are factories in this city that are just belching smoke. It's even worse than in Lagoi, where you all came from.
No, there's a sentence you never thought you'd hear. It's worse than Lagoy.
Well, in terms of trying to breathe, yes. Not that the factories in Lagoi don't use carcinogenic, potentially carcinogenic fuels for cheap stuff, but not as bad as fossil fuels.
Right. You drive us out there. You set up another car to follow us with some iron just in case we run into trouble.
Oh, what was that again, boss? Sorry, boss. Are we going?
Okay. You
Yeah.
pick up a car. I'm going to drive with these fine people over to the museum. You get some of the boys and some iron to come with us just in case we run into any problems.
All right, boss. All right. You got your orders. Let's go. And yeah, and mooks, all big burly people, but of varying genders. You know, break and the minions minion. Okay, it is 2 minutes to break, so I think we started late, and we want to end on time tonight. So do we want to pause here and take our 10-minute break, or do we desperately need to game for another 2 minutes?
We can pause now.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a natural stopping point.
I think so. So, chat, this is the point where I just remembered I haven't been using the sultry voice as much but I don't have a brain. Anyway, this is where we take a 10-minute break, usually sometime in the middle of game. So, apologies if I didn't mention that at the beginning of stream. Now is a great time to make some ramen, or some hot cocoa, or something cold, depending on if you're not in winter right now. And if you're watching this on VOD, A, thank you for your future eyeballs. B, we skip right over this part so you can keep watching. I edit this part out. So yeah, chat, we will see you in 10 minutes. No, not the end stream button. Dear God. Hello, chatlings. We are back, and hopefully so is our audio.
Maybe.
I'm not sure I'm back, but I'm not sure I was here to begin with. Spoony GM! Oh, the brain fog.
Audio sounds fine.
Yay! Thank you. Hello, verbing nouns. Yay!
Hey, Verming.
So yes, our protagonists are stuck in a dream/pocket hedge realm looking for the heart of a huntsman, who, it seems, did not go through with the whole kidnapping and hostage trade plan that they had to capture Masterson when they realized, my heart's in here. Hey, how about we do this instead? Because then I don't have to do this anymore. Because working for the gentry sucks, even when you're not a changeling. And yes, Petruchio is definitely into all of this having money and power in the open thing. Everyone else is kind of dealing with it. Fadier bought NPC.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
There we go. Because, you know, Petruchio's a vampire, and, well, it's weird because Masterson's, you know, human mask is still up, but they're in the hedge, but they're not. But this is a dream world that is meant to mimic the real world, so it's basically a 1940s world of darkness for a group of people who don't know what the 1940s were. So given that they're space people, it's basically just like this strange, archaic, ancient alien world where people fire bullets instead of lasers and burn fossil fuels. Like, on purpose.
Imagine.
In a metropolis, not in some boony colony out in the Verge. No, what the fuck, man?
You mean they breathe that shit all the time?
Not for long.
Barbaric. But yes, players, why don't you tell us what the plan is? Just so we can all be on the same page, because you got some...
I believe the plan is that we all stay out here near dream people with large amounts of weapons in Limos, while one of us sneaks through the wall to check out whether the artifact is the MacGuffin we're looking for.
Yeah, but the question is, who's really going to sneak through the wall? We haven't decided that yet.
Oh, well.
Presumably, it's the person who can sneak through the wall.
Actually, Officer Bark, did you buy any gifts yet?
Nope.
Yeah, you should look into that before our next game.
Okay.
Those are really good.
They're really good. Sounds fake, but okay. I mean, this is a very meta episode because they're in an RPG, in a dream that's in an RPG.
Oh, that's right. We've established for the first time that we're not the same person.
Yes.
My goodness.
Shocking.
The two hackers are in the same episode, but there are no computers.
I'm sure we can find a house for you two to figure out how to make run if you guys really need to find a computer.
They gotta do the Western style standoff in the parking lot.
We need to hack a radio with tubes, or for that matter, a giant computer consisting of tubes that takes up an entire building.
Right.
I mean, I have
Tubes?
You
I
can
have
send
a
one email
radio
a day.
character that I could NPC drop.
So, while you three are discussing this, I'm going to go whispers inside of that building.
Okay. Do you have to spend or roll anything for this, or does it just have...
So
Actually,
not-
what power is this? Let me look at it.
Morning. It works just like Puka's Helldiver ability, except mine works if I'm not carrying any weapons, I don't pay any clamor for it.
Oh, okay. What
And
is it called?
Whispers of the Morning. Pull up my sheet. Whispers of Morning. It is no dice required. The loophole is carry no weapons, wear no armor, lasts for a scene. It's an instant action. It's something I don't do very often because, you know.
No weapons.
Yeah, well, because I can bring a passenger.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just one of those neat little changeling things that I don't do very often because if I did, you would know I could do it. And the less that all of you knowing that I can walk through buildings is not something I want you to know I can do.
Well, they already know you can make the building, like, lie down and roll over at your command.
Yeah, but I've been doing that for a while. That's not new. So, yeah, I will, ta-da, and Whispers of Morning into the building.
Okay. So this is a pretty sizable building. This takes up maybe a whole city block next to a really nice park.
If
Might
only there,
resemble a certain New York museum because I have brain fog.
if only there were a sign inside that said where the Ryerson Museum exhibition hall was. Ryerson collection.
Okay, so what I will say is that there are no lasers, so there's no
Well, that's
security system. There are no cameras. And it's like there's no this is so weird. The front door is clearly locked and chained, so you're pretty you would have still had to walk through the walls, but it's like that. Wow, what even would there be here for me to cast that, you know, hostile takeover power on? So art is your character also invisible or just intangible?
Just intangible, I believe.
Okay. So
Warning again, one more time to make sure,
yeah.
because I haven't looked at it. Oh, hey, cool! I have it actually pulled up. That's convenient. Um,
So I need you to make a stealth roll.
it's on page 23. I think it's hilarious, but
What page?
page 143.
143. Doop-a-doo. When your GM's a librarian, have page number citations. It makes them happy. Cloak cell shards of dreams. Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said.
She is seen interact with other hedge ghosts. Oh no, one Twilight wasn't enough. Now there's multiple Twilights. Okay, thanks, Changeling Second Ed.
Well, yeah, so I can't punch a ghost.
I can probably change that.
Well, you could punch a hedge ghost. Because there's also more than one kind of ghost now. Thanks, Second Ed.
Neat.
Anyway, so there are no cameras, there are no lasers, there's none of that kind of state-of-the-art security that you're used to in, you know, your real life, whatever that means anymore. However, there are security guards regularly patrolling the grounds, so you need to make a stealth check that I won't make you take the penalty for because you are intangible, but you have to make sure the guards don't see you.
Okay.
And you have, oh, did you roll already? Okay, so
Yeah.
not using any +1s, of which you have 18.
I've got an 8.
Okay, that's one success. There are a few close calls because, like, it's rare that people use security guards anymore because they have cameras and lasers and tripwires and all that sort of stuff, but it's so you were kind of floating along intangible and almost walked into a security guard patrolling and was like, wait, who the fuck does that? And but you were fine because when you're intangible you don't really bump into things or make noises.
This pillar is mine.
I am pillar. So yeah, once you get a sense, there's not a ton of security guards in here. It is a very vast, echoey space, so you're kind of glad you're intangible. It's like everything in here is some sort of actual marble. And so everything is as echoey as humanly possible, or human or otherwisely possible.
Super.
And yeah, so, you know, you float through the lobby area where there is a sign, you know, saying, you know, ancient art and antiquities wing, now with you know, the recent Ryerson acquisition.
I'm gonna that is.
So yeah, there is there aren't any posters or anything up about the gala event, but that they wouldn't have opened that to the public. But they
Sure.
definitely, want to make sure to put the Ryerson name on this donation as much as possible. Because we love colonizers in this era. Yay. The rich still must... all rich still must be eaten. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get to ghost your way through the the thick marble and stone and concrete walls. There's a few. This building is huge. It's about 5 stories tall, but most of the galleries are on the first and second floors, and this one is on the first floor, kind of to your right. That took me a minute. Yay, brain. Yay, brain fog. To your right is sort of the ancient art and antiquities. You walk past, like, sarcophagi and weapons and gold and statues. None of it is really labeled for where it's from.
That's not helpful.
Which is weird. But definitely, there are definitely, bequeathed from such and such estate or such and such foundation or donated from so and so. But they're not saying, like, this is from ancient Egypt, this is from medieval Spain, because this is a dream world of an ancient era that no one remembers anymore. So why would they remember the eras that are ancient to that period? It's a bit weird. Like, usually when you go through a museum, it's like, this, is from this era of this core planet, or an early artifact of one of the early colonies, or a computer that might have predated the data purge during the Thurazaz War, but is so broken there's no data on it, kind of thing, is what you usually see in museums in your time. It's almost more like an art gallery.
Okay. I am clocking for vibranium while we're going through this, just in case there happens to be any.
There is no vibranium.
Well, I was
Sad
hoping.
face. Or unobtainium, or adamantium, or mithril.
I have to check. Our changeling, I can do something dumb with that.
Changelings in second ed probably have a power they just make an impossible metal exist, because they can. I forget. Mages might also have that ability.
I think so.
Oh yeah, you're a matter mage, but we'll get into that in another game. So yeah, you drift through the ancient art and antiquities, ancient to what you don't know, because things are already kind of frickin' ancient. And everyone's dressed the same, and it's weird. And yeah, you get to this new gallery. All of the lights are off, but it's got big, wide open bay windows all across one side of this gallery. The things in here are definitely not super sensitive to light and probably look really cool and shiny and sparkly. So statues, other things made of precious metals, or you assume that these metals are precious here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you come up to this the new Ryerson acquisition, which is so it looks like someone made a sculpture of a jaguar skull, or of some sort of large cat monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like a cat head, like that's this big, but it looks like someone made a sculpture out of some gold or gold alloy.
Okay.
And then inset it with gems. So it's not like a gold-covered skull, of which you saw some going through this gallery.
Yeah.
Some of which were human or humanoid, and that was interesting.
These people are damn savages.
Where the fuck is this place that you have landed? What nightmare is this? In black and white, no less. If anything can make it twisted, it's the hedge. Humanity has forgotten the 1940s. The hedge remembers. Maybe, but it's also this person's dream. You don't know. So yeah, you you get to this gallery and you get up to the skull, and it's got very sharp, pointy teeth that are actually jewels. It's got jewels for eyes, and they're kind of encrusted over as its spot. Actually, do jaguars have spots? Some kind of coat pattern made with jewels and gems, and also carving into the gold alloy. It might be pure gold because it seems very soft.
Okay.
And you're not really getting a vibe off it. So you made that monster kenning roll or whatever we call it now, and he's like, this was part of the puzzle. This was part of the breadcrumb trail, but it is not this is not the MacGuffin you're looking for.
Okay. Do I get a sense of where the next part of the breadcrumb trail leads, or?
Well, it's led you here, and this place is full of weird items and artifacts that, well, you're not sure whether or not they fit here, but this is all very alien to you anyway. Nothing else in the galleries you went through pinged.
I will look through this room and see if anything feels like it doesn't belong here. Like I did with the newspaper, or something that, because everything is trying to fit into this particular perspective of the universe. Looking for anything that's idiosyncratic to that.
That is difficult to do because this is already so alien.
Okay.
You're not sure what twisted reality this is. The newspaper was very good at keeping everything to period, maybe, you're not sure. But things still stuck out to you. All of this shit is just weird. Or just strange, I should say. Weird means something else in the changeling system. There are statues that might be of ancient gods you've never heard of. They actually, like, rebuilt a temple in this room. It's to some kind of culture you have never seen or heard of, but it's also not listed on the label because all of that is mysteriously absent. There's another gold and marble, like, falcon statue. Why, you ask? Why?
Is there anything that does look like, anything that does immediately say, oh, I know what that is when I look at it?
Not really. This is the ancient. I mean, you see, on the way in, you saw, like, really old Stone Age, like, axes and hammers or something.
Well, I'm looking for that feels like it's appropriate to my time period.
Oh, your time period.
That's anachronistic that shouldn't be here, but is.
You don't see anything in the ancient art and antiquities wing. Give me another stealth check.
One.
So, perfect. So,
standing here staring at this thing, trying to figure out what it is.
So first you hear a voice say, excuse me, who are, and then they because you've just floated through one of those marble display plinths stands, and this small woman in like a skirt suit with like a file folder, a paper file folder, kind of like holds it up in front of her face, and she's freaking out. And she doesn't look like a security guard, though.
That's right. That's right. I am, in fact, a spooky ghost who's haunting your museum because you're a bunch of colonizing pricks.
And,
there's only one way to get rid of me.
She just starts slipping and sliding because it's hard to run on marble floors and heels, and runs off down the hallway.
Oh god damn it! Chasing.
Yeah, because you did get a vibe off her.
Okay.
Whoops.
You.
Found her.
You can hear her. You can track her easily because she is making a lot of noise.
Yeah, but I can walk through walls, so I'm pretty sure I can get ahead of her.
Yeah. And you're not wearing heels.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
assume. Unless you are, which is fine.
if I am, I'm not tripping on them.
Yeah, you're incorporeal, so you don't have to worry about heels being hard to run in.
They aren't exactly the most useful of shoes in this sort of situation.
It's very hard to run from a ghost in them.
Oh, Arcane the Sage NPC drop.
I hope it's another ghost. That'll turn out
Potty
great.
mouthed macaw.
Oh, macaw. I thought it was a macaque. That would have been equally funny.
So, I don't know where to fit. Well, I still maintain verbing nouns gave you another player +1.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, and another one. Yes, and another one.
Can I
Another one. Oh my god.
calm down?
So you she's oh my god, and she.
You really need to relax. One, I'm a ghost. I'm not
Actually, give me actually maybe she should do the athletics check or whatever the equivalent of.
Oh, is she trying to escape?
Well, she's trying to get to a security guard before the ghost can catch her.
Fair enough.
So let me see what she rolls. Okay, she rolled a 12 to run away from you.
Okay. What do I need to roll to catch up? Does the thing give you any bonuses to rolls? No.
Okay. Then let's just do Dex Athletics.
Okay. I have a 9.
So, you try to move after, but it's like she's getting better at running in heels. You are not that used to being intangible. So it's like you're trying to build a momentum to make yourself float faster, but it's kind of not working as well as it should in your mind. This hedge realm is rather obnoxiously too close to reality physics, and it's annoying. But yeah, so she gets to. So apparently there was a security desk in the lobby that you were able to kind of flit around before they could see you. She's like, oh my god, there's a ghost! And he's just like, honey, just calm down. And Ms. Meriday, like, can you slow down and tell me what happened? I was working late and I was just studying the thing, and the security guard is just you can hear this pretty clearly, like empty marble museum.
Yeah.
This echoes. He's like, slow down, and yeah. So you can easily stay in the shadows and watch this while it's happening. And he's like, what are you even doing here right now? Like, you were closed, like your office closed like hours ago. And she's just, I just wanted to, I've been studying it, and I think it's a fake, and I just was trying to study it, and now it's haunted. And he's like, I mean, ghosts are a thing, but I mean, did it do anything to try and hurt you, or like, did it attack you? No, it just floated towards me. It's like, okay, you just sit down, I'm gonna, and he actually, like, starts pulling on some cords behind the desk that you hear bells going off. only a couple, like, in the nearby area.
So while he's sitting there talking to her, do I have time to actually get a much closer look at her and see if all of her is setting off my weird wiggity whack detector, or is there something specific?
I would say roll kenning again.
Okay. 19.
Okay. It looks like it takes you a minute to focus. So yeah, at first you just got the vibe off of her because you saw her and she shrieked and she ran away, and it was like, now that you're kind of zeroing in, it seems to be she's wearing she's wearing kind of a high-collared, tab-collared shirt, button-up shirt, and you think she might be wearing a necklace underneath it. Because it's just like this little tiny pendant thing. Roll int occult.
I have a 9.
Okay, you for whatever reason, you vaguely remember the huntsman was also wearing a necklace.
Okay.
That didn't really, at least when you were in the mundane world, they were wearing what you now realize was a cold iron dress.
Yeah,
A
I don't
slinky
like
cold iron dress.
I just do.
Like you do when you're a huntsman, and cold iron don't bug you. Interesting. And so again, like, the pendant part of it was kind of dripped inside the dress, but it had this very delicate gold chain that didn't quite match the cold iron dress.
Huh. Okay.
So things just got more simple, but also more complicated. And she just... and she's just sort of sitting there with her clipboard, with her big, thick folder of whatever documents, and is just kind of looking around.
What's the security card doing?
Actually, what am I saying? It's not a bell. It's there are walkie-talkies in the 40s, right? Because they had them for World War II.
They are like 5-pound clunky things.
Oh, okay. And then he probably does ring some kind of bell, like almost like a servant's bell, but like that's what they've got. And a few other they're not running, but you hear a few other sets of two other sets of footsteps walking quickly towards security. This security desk.
There aren't any heat scanners. Boom. I will turn up the furnace.
Okay. Can you do that when you are intangible?
It's my mantle. It's just one of those. It's just a natural innate ability I have.
Okay. Yeah, it gets. I mean, it takes a lot because this is a big, empty, cold, marbled space. And we'll pause it for so outside. Are y'all doing anything? Because y'all came in one car, and then a bunch of mooks with guns came in the other car and are cooling their jets in said car because you don't want to pull out a bunch of weapons in front of the Faraday Museum. It's just, you know.
You do not, even if they're in violent cases, you still don't.
Yeah, they're just gonna wait and see what happens.
Are we getting any sign of what's going on inside?
No, this building is huge.
Yep.
And all the lights are out. The security guards are carrying kind of big chonky box flashlights, but they're not using them all the time because it's just they're clunky. But once in a while you see a flash of a flashlight, but it's not one of yours. Because it's kind of, you can't just drive up right next to the museum. There's kind of a big courtyard thing with lots of stairs and...
Maybe a fountain.
Yeah, fountain. Big
Statue
banners.
of Boxer.
Yeah, so...
Giant Roman columns. I mean, giant marble columns in an interesting old style.
Maybe old.
Personally,
It's so hard to tell right now.
I'm just going to treat this as a stakeout and just kind of sit here patiently in the car.
Yeah, I'm not ready to hop into things when I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So y'all are in that front car when suddenly something is tapping at the passenger side window. Open the fuck up! Says Arcane the Sage's NPC dropped potty-mouthed macaw. Open the fuck up! It's this big gray bird, which might be another color when it's not gray, but it's gray now. Open the fuck up!
Roll down the
Police!
window.
I'm rolling down that window.
Police! You're not supposed to park here, fuckers!
That's nice. Roll up the window so it can't get back out.
Police! Police!
Yes? Please?
Ticket! Ticket! Parking ticket!
No, we're not going
No
to give them a
loading
ticket. It's
zone!
okay.
Fuck you!
We have an arrangement. We don't get parking tickets.
So let me get this right. You've collected a dragon, foul-mouthed macaw.
A floof?
Pet session, pet session.
Well, I mean, the macaw was an NPC drop, but I think the floof technically was too. It's just that I already had... Can't hear you,
Remember
mister.
the big giant dragon that eats people? That was an
Also an NPC drop, but we still collected it.
Aquamarine dragon what eats people. Yes, that was...
NPC. I think the Jellycat was an NPC.
The what? What was? Jellycat?
I think that was an NPC drop too.
No, I invented Jellycat.
Yeah, that was in way before. That was that's old.
But everything else has been an NPC drop.
Yep. That we adopted.
I'm just saying you have hobby issues.
This game doesn't even have druids, and
Why do you care where we're parked? Oh, do you have a name, Macaw?
Illegal! This is illegal! You have to move your car! Fuck you!
All right, illegal.
Illegal the macaw. Got it.
Yeah.
Illegal the Macaw. Do you have
Human subconscious is weird as fuck.
But we have a permit to park here.
Show me your permit, fucker!
Well, we didn't bring it with us. We left it at home.
No permit, no parking! Fuck you! And that so that's happening. So you were trying to watch the museum, but now this is happening.
Okay, did someone bring a sandwich? Let's call it,
Maybe some crackers?
Fuck you! That's
Actually-
a stereotype! Fuck you!
is there someone out there selling hot dogs?
Oh, 2 in the morning.
I mean, in the middle of the night?
Yes.
And
There's a hot dog vendor. It's kind of like you're on like one edge of the courtyard, and this guy's like all the way on the other side of the city block. But he's
sure,
there.
I'll have the driver come up and pass over a dollar bill with a picture of Abraham Lincoln on it, for a hamburger and get change back, for a hot dog and get change back rather.
That totally works.
Yep.
Shouldn't, but it does. So meanwhile, inside Masterson, you have no idea what's happening outside. And these other 2 security guards who were, I guess, you suppose patrolling the right side of this massive first floor, kind of was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I keep forgetting my NPC's name.
Faraday.
Yeah. Miss Meriday, saw, what did you see? There was a guy and he was just floating through objects, and I know it sounds crazy, but I definitely saw it. It's just, okay.
He said he was a spooky ghost. He was taunting me. He was being me.
There was a ghost. He's like, okay, so, everyone, so might be a ghost. Keep an eye out. Could be magic burglars. We don't know yet. So, well, I mean, the library's haunted. Yeah, but this wasn't in the library.
Oh, shit, the library's haunted? I should go figure out who that is. You might be able to help.
So, I mean, we know about. Hey man, we know about that ghost. Yeah, but that, you know, I know that ghost. This is fine. This is it's like, okay, we'll deal with it. Hashtag World of Darkness life. Ghosts are actually real.
I want to be a library ghost.
I mean, you keep up your necromantic studies and you might just end up being one.
You know, you're right.
Oh, is there a supernatural task force that works out of this museum? Is that what's going on here?
You're not sure. You're not there. Whatever.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah. So it might be a library ghost. I guess you guys. I want you guys to watch that room, the antiquities room, in case it is a burglary and there's magic nonsense happening. They're like, all right, boss, and they. So. All right. So. What's interesting is that he's not asking, like, are you sure you're not just overworked and underslept? Like, no, ghosts exist and they accept this. So, which actually is normal for the world you come from. Wouldn't be for the actual 1940s, but what the fuck is that anyway? This is the world of darkness in black and white and really weird bullets. So, yeah,
I don't know about the real 1940s. I mean, weren't they still eating pieces of mummies just to try and get their powers?
They were, I remember
I
snorting.
think that was going out of fashion.
Yeah, but still the 1940s by that point, so.
I didn't hear eating. I heard they were snorting powdered mummies.
That could be too, yeah.
There was some of that going on too.
Because cocaine wasn't good enough for some people.
It was a cure-all or something.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
Wait, no, am I carrying mummy dust?
Odds or evens?
Odds.
You're carrying something that you have sold as mummy dust.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that's what your distributor said it was. But you're not entirely sure whether or not they were serious, but rich people are stupid.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, deserve to have their money taken from them. Anyway.
Mummy dust.
So yeah, this researcher lady is calming down a little bit, now that, you know, security is not gaslighting her about seeing a ghost in the frickin' world of darkness. The fricking no veil world of darkness at that. So, she's just sort of calming down, and they, alright, so we're gonna keep an eye out. We're gonna put more guys, in that room and take a look around. Yeah, and if it's a new ghost, I guess we'll just have to deal with it. If it's a burglary, then, you know, we'll call the police. And if it's a supernatural burglary, then we call the Task Force Valkyrie.
Calls the police, Boris shows up.
Actually, no, he wouldn't have said that. The police would have called Task Force. Someone in the police force would have known who that was. I think they're still a little bit secret. They're not a commonly known name among normies so much. I forgot. But yeah, so yeah, and if it's a burglary, mundane or supernatural, probably supernatural, we'll call the police, and they'll send an appropriate task force. And she's calming down a bit, and yeah, I think at this point he brings out the big clunky radios and hands them to guys, because there's actually a possible incursion now. And so they're calling back on the radio, and he's kind of engrossed in that, and she's kind of just quietly just shivering in her in her button-up shirt and skirt suit.
But it's getting hot in here.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so she was squeaking with fear, and now she's kind of like, oh, it's hot. I know what you're trying to do. Okay, yeah. She does. He also, like, you know, is it really warm in that wing? Because it's like, I think the thermostat's off in here. It's like, no, it feels fine. feels fine in here. He's like, all right, and like he starts unbuttoning his collar, and so does she a little bit, and it's like just really uncomfortable in here. It's not as hot as it could be because marble halls are really cold, but it is getting uncomfortably warm in here. And I think she takes her jacket off to the jacket of her skirt suit and unbuttons the collar a little bit.
So I can see that necklace.
You can see the top of it. It doesn't look all that fancy. It really just looks like some kind of like fabric cord.
Mm.
I mean, it's black and white, so it can be difficult to determine textures in the dark. I think at this point he's turned on like one light above one pendant light above the desk that they're at, and it like that's it. They haven't turned on the lights on because that's a big to do. Ask me how I know. In ancient buildings of deep New York lore, changing the thermostat is obnoxious and takes days. I don't even know what turning on the lights would take. So yeah, you can see it's not a very flashy necklace. It looks like some kind of like maybe a silk cord or something.
Okay. Well, what's the best way to do this? Oh, I know. So I'm in a shadowy area.
Mm-hmm. Plenty to choose from.
Cool. I will materialize again.
Thump.
I will deploy the next contract of mischievousness. Yes. I will hostile takeover and step out of the...
So, to reiterate what happened last game, that did not seem to work on the security guards.
No, but I have the aspect of it for being an ogre, where I'm treated as building security, and I'm considered to be their boss.
Interesting. What is the page number on that again?
Let's check it real quick.
Yeah.
I believe it's hostile takeover. It might be the other. Let me check and see. It is one of the crown contracts that does this.
It sounds royal too, but those are all mixed in.
No, I'm actually using a Mask of Superiority.
Oh, Mask of... Okay, what page?
It is on page 128.
Yeah, that didn't sound like hostile takeover. The Mask of Superiority sounds more like it. But you can have both, so that's fine.
I do have... I'm not going to use hostile takeover. I'm just going to use Mask.
Yeah, hostile takeover isn't as useful when there's no tech.
Yeah.
No tech to spoof. So, you know, the doors might unlock for you, maybe. Okay, dice pool.
Yep.
Present, subterfuge, and weird.
Yep, let me check and see what that is, because those numbers have changed. So let's write this down. Subterfuge 4, present.
Changeling affects multiple people.
Third. Okay. Roll into some dice.
I'll keep this up, because... Okay.
27.
Exceptional success. Because 27 is 7 successes when exceptional is 5. Yep, okay, this is my game. And this, chat, is why I don't feel bad about having a 1 be a botch, a 1 in 10 chance of botching, because this keeps happening. And it balances out. The Changeling instead convinces people that he's a trusted ally come for exceptional success. The Changeling instead convinces people he is a trusted ally come for a tour, as though he also had the ally's merit equal to his presence. He gets the same benefits as a member, but is given a pass if he doesn't know all the inner workings of the organization, and the player only has to roll for the Changeling to stay in character if he does something really absurd. Ogre, Bruiser appears as security, which works fine. Okay, and you get bonus to intimidation if you need it, but that's not usually your character style, but...
Have intimidation.
Yeah. And, yeah, so you just... And they're like, Oh yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I forgot you were here. It's really nice of you to come for
Late night
Oh, yeah.
inspection.
And she's kind of confused, and he's like, "Oh no, this guy, he transferred over from that other museum, and he's now head of security." She's like, "Oh, okay." And hey, yeah, I forgot you were here. Yeah, so we've got a situation in one of the galleries, but we're taking care of it. It might be a new ghost or an old ghost we haven't noticed before. It might be a supernatural or heist or something, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's why I rang all the bells. So, I mean, if you want to see how we do things, cool. If not, you know, just nothing to worry about yet. We don't think. It sounds like it's like, yeah, nothing's missing yet. So they're sweeping the gallery to look for any missing artifacts or items.
Oh, as I'm getting closer, it's getting hotter in the immediate area around us.
And for some reason, the thermostat's on all the way up. That's weird. Okay. So yeah, anything we can do for you, sir, while we're in the thick of something?
I'll just observe for now.
Okay. And the lady in the skirt suit just sort of nervously nods and is still looking around for the ghost guy. I don't know if this contract negates her seeing you before, but you rolled a stupidly high success, so I'll say yes. Also, it was dark in that room.
Yeah. So
She probably more clearly saw you going through solid objects rather than your face.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes to see if I can actually get a look at the necklace itself.
She buttons it down a bit. It's you still don't see it, but you get the sense that this is some kind of silken cord, cheaper silken cord with like a small pendant on the end.
Okay. That is an interesting necklace you're wearing.
Huh? Me?
Yes.
Oh. Oh yeah, and she just takes it out, and it's it looks like so you're not, I don't think you're any kind of biologist focused person.
Why would I have a changeling?
You're a changeling.
I don't think I have. Let me check.
Would you have science? Is science a thing now? I forget. Yes, you have 0 dot. Well, in my version of your sheet, you have 0 dots in science.
I still have 0 dots in science.
Too bad I'm not there. Alas.
We'll get to see it in a minute if this works.
And it looks like some kind of animal tooth. Like a very clean kind of, I mean, it's all gray, but it's a very kind of neat, tidy animal tooth. Like it wasn't broken out, or maybe, you don't know, because you don't have any science. So some kind of animal tooth just sort of tied up in the cord and hanging around her neck, and she's like, yeah, so.
And is that what I'm getting off of?
Oh yeah. A tooth. Interesting.
Now, I have heard stories of things like that actually attracting ghosts.
Really? Why?
Something about the primal nature of the means of which an animal fights and protects and kills and eats just seems to draw the damn things like flies.
Ooh.
Maybe you should get rid of that.
Yeah. That's fine. She takes it off and puts it on the security desk. Yeah, I don't, in case this is making things worse, maybe you should hold on to this. And he's like, okay.
Here, I'll hold on to that for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Sarge.
Excellent.
Thanks, boss.
Excellent. I'll give this another 5 minutes for them to sort of figure this out, the security situation. And then I will be like, well, I'm going to go check on something else in another part of the building, and I will catch up with you all tomorrow.
Okay, boss. All right.
Okay.
We'll let you know if anything more weird happens, though.
Excellent. Then I will find a nice quiet place to face through a wall and get the fuck out of here.
Very easy to do because you are a trusted personage, and yeah. So, y'all on the outside see Masterson walk out of the building. Like, actually just walk out of the building. And you see the guys in the sedan, and there is this big, out of character, it's a macaw, but it's all in shades of gray, so it's sort of just this big, beefy bird with a big beak, you know, smacking its beak, not even tapping anymore, it is angry, and it is trying to break this window and not doing a great job because he's a bird, because burb enemy.
Cool.
Drive away! This is no parking! No parking! No permit! No parking! Fuck you!
Do you want to calm down there, bud?
I am calm!
So,
You're
is
screaming an awful lot.
anyone paying attention to me outside?
The only people outside are the cars and the hot dog vendor, and the people in this car are kind of, there's a big loud burb.
Cool. I'll just walk through the wall of the car and sit down in an empty seat. And then-
Fuck you, no parking!
Well, are we good to
Sure.
leave then?
Yeah, I have.
We ready? Okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
we're taking the call with us.
Yeah.
Why?
We're seriously
Because-
taking the call with us.
Yes.
Yes.
You don't really have hands on the macaw yet. It's still, like, basically it's sitting on, like, the windshield and bending around to tap on the passenger side window and scream at you.
But it's in the car and we're going.
No, it's on the car.
Oh, it's on. Oh, I thought it got in the car.
we
and
let it
closed
in.
Yeah,
close
let's
the
let
window.
it-
It didn't come in. You
Oh.
might have opened the
Oh.
window, so it just screamed at you directly.
Well, let's open the window then, so he can come in and write us his ticket.
Why are you bothering the?
Fuck you!
Because it's hysterical, that's
This is
why.
bullshit! Fuck you! No parking! No
Ah.
ghosts allowed!
Well, then come in here and write us a
Ghosts
ticket.
are bad! Supernats are evil!
Yes, they
You're
really
all
are, aren't
Supernat
they?
freaks!
We need to take this bird with us.
That guy walked through the wall and then through the car! Fuck you!
Anyway,
So who's
I'm
sitting in
done
the
with
front seat?
police. I figured it sounded like Petruchio had a driver,
yeah,
and I assume they are in the shotgun seat.
yeah, I think that makes sense. And
So-
everybody else is in the back. Actually,
So actually,
we probably have 3 rows of seats.
It's a big car. It's not a limo, but it's a fairly large car.
Yeah, it's a big car.
Because why not?
And if somebody wants, they can go on the runner boards. But
I don't know. I don't remember what those are.
the running boards are the platforms outside the car for old cars, which are still on cars in the 40s. So you can hold
I mean,
on.
that sounds like a fun ride.
Oh, on, like the back?
No, on the next to the door.
Oh, I'll have to look that up later.
You can set them as you get out of a car, or you can use them as a transport. You can carry guys.
It's really helpful when those guys have guns too.
It really is.
Or
But yeah, so actually, so yeah, if it's been menacing whoever if it's been favoring the passenger side window, the shotgun side, then yeah, it has been screaming at Petruchio this whole time.
Yes.
Just lean
You
forward and
rich
whisper.
fucker!
You should grab it.
Sure. I will meet the macaw's eyes.
It stares back with its soulless.
And sure, I will roll a mesmerize check.
This is, I believe, what we call Clash of Wills.
Oh yeah, if it's a hedge thing, it's definitely Clash of Wills.
You're not sure. You don't know this is bullshit, but yeah, Clash of Wills. Technically, Abe Lincoln should have been, but I really wanted you to succeed in stopping the combat.
Sure.
Oh no.
Should be a 16.
The parrot botched.
Whoop.
We have a
So-
potty mouth macaw now?
So it started out where you just sort of do your Von True thing and start staring at it, and it's staring at you back with beady, soulless burb eyes. And then it kind of cocks its head to the side, and burbs don't have the same kind of mouth structure that like a dog or a dog would, where they just go like slack, or even a human. But you get a sense of this is the burb equivalent of slack-jawed staring at you because you have entranced it.
Right. Go in the trunk and go to sleep. Pop the trunk.
Okay, fuck you! And it goes in the trunk.
Get out. Get out of the car. Close the trunk. Go back in. Probably, or just run along the running boards to
See,
close it.
chat, see what you can do to the game using only channel points?
So is bird napping illegal?
I don't see why it should be.
Arrest me, cop.
Well, this is something I've never encountered before. That's why I'm asking.
I
Does
just,
it feel illegal? We're all involved, so probably.
I was looking at
The question is this bird napping? Is this bird owned by anybody?
Oh, there you go.
You didn't look
And
for
is
a
it sentient or
call
is it just
for a
repeating?
It continues screaming and swearing in the trunk.
In its sleep.
Oh, you told it to go to sleep?
I said
yeah,
go to the
so-
trunk and go to sleep.
In
Yeah.
its sleep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So but swearing in its sleep seems in character for it.
Yep.
You just hear the occasional really quiet, no, fuck you.
Every
Oh.
time there's a bump in the road, fuck you too!
So, do we get back to the monarch?
Okay, did you, Masters, then just show everyone the necklace.
Yes.
Does anyone here have science?
I do.
Yes.
Do you want to make an int science roll?
Hell yeah.
It's
I have
not.
some as well.
Okay.
I don't have science. This is why I have the rest of you.
You're the talky guy. They're the smarty guys.
I rolled a nat 1.
I got a 12.
It appears to run on some form of
I
electricity. Wait,
got
no.
higher than that. Okay. Int is 5, so that's going to be a 13 before I add science in. 14.
Okay. So Klaus and Petruchio, it looks like some kind of shark tooth.
The fuck's a shark?
Aquatic
Shark's
creature.
a big fish. They have the
I would have you roll a cult, except there are no Rokea in NWoD, as far as I'm aware. But
It's an underwater predator.
Dude.
also there's the competitor I have in the underwater business, underground business, who calls themselves, Donnie the Shark. I'm not really sure what that means.
well, there's that guy, and then there's also, you remember the lady who owns the Monarch is simply known as the Maw.
Oh, the maw. That sharks
Like,
with big mouths.
oh, this makes sense now.
So let's go give
Pointy
the
teeth.
back and hope to God what I'm about to pull off works.
Okay, we can wrap this up in a few minutes. If this ends in combat, I guess we'll have to continue this next game.
Well, not. My intention is not combat.
Okay. So yeah, the mook at the door lets you all in, weirdly enough, eyeing Bobby Rosalind more than the rest of you. But still lets everyone through. Shrug. And yeah, it's quieter. It's later in the evening, so it's quieter, but there's still a guy playing piano. It's like, there was a boy, a strange enchanted boy, and all that jazzy stuff. And the maw is just sitting reclining at her table with a martini sitting in front of her.
Excellent.
And she sort of cocks her head and motions for you all to sit with her. And at first the mooks are like, they're going by the boss's table. Oh, wait, no, she's okay with it. It's consensual. You can tell, like, her mooks are watching you. but
Yeah.
you're not really sure that they could do much more than she could.
I will tell my boys and girls, and people of non-determinate gender, give us at least 15 minutes before you start making trouble.
All
Gonna
right,
be an hour.
boss. Okay. Did they send the guy to shoot up our club?
No, we're good. We're just making a deal.
Okay. Right here if you need us. Just, fire a shot and we'll come running. Hashtag minion life. Yeah, so she just mentioned. So, how did it go?
I believe I have found the object of your heart's desire, as it were.
That's fantastic. Ironically, I can't even know it when I see it.
I will hand over the tooth.
And she kind of takes it, and there's suddenly kind of like you sense a change. Nothing flashy happens, but her body language changes. And, she just sort of puts this cord around her head where her hair is perfectly coiffed up, so it's easy to do, even with no clasp. Can you tell I used to work in jewelry? And as she puts it on, like, she's kind of staring into space, like, processing something is happening, and without even touching it, the gold chain around her neck seems to break of its own and fall to the floor, and you see it just sort of falls with a little tinkling noise because it's a little tiny golden crown.
I will pick that up.
Ooh. Okay, I'm not sure what that does. So I'll have to read that up. But yeah, that you're definitely getting a vibe off this, and does anyone thank God, for fuck's sake, brain fog. What is the role for a changeling to, on purpose or by accident, remember their past life?
I believe that's a clarity check.
Okay, make a clarity check.
The many dice one or the D10 plus?
The D10 plus. This isn't, well, does remembering your Arcadian life force you to make a clarity, the morality check?
Maybe. We'll find out.
Well, this is just a remembering check, so if you don't remember, we won't have to worry about it.
Oh, fuck. 25.
25. 6 successes. So, yeah,
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, 31, because acute senses applies for remembering things about Arcadia.
Oh, does it? Okay, that's 8 successes when an exceptional success in this system hack is 5. So yeah, this is why, yep. This is why there's a 1 in 10 chance of botching, chat, and I will never apologize for that. I feel completely justified. So it comes back in a flood. Even if you make your morality check, great, but you are overwhelmed. Basically, Masterson picks up this pendant and gets the same kind of look on his face as the huntsman currently does. And as Masterson is drooling on the floor for a moment, you see the huntsman's clothes are changing. And they are wearing more of like, not quite army fatigues, but that kind of army surplus look of a big loose work shirt. They still look fairly feminine presenting, but like loose work shirts. They're a bit burlier. They're less elegant looking, and like camo. It's all still in black and white because you're all still in this wacky dream. She's just like, huh, and she's still like kind of like processing getting her whole life and self back, which takes a minute. Masterson, you get a flood of more like you've had these memories before in snippets, but it's like you get shoved back in your brain almost with a knife-like quality. Oh, it was my job to make trades of titles between gentry and keep the monarch's whole court running by trading all of the things between all of the ridiculous alien nobles. And sometimes these things manifested as wacky objects. Like, once you had to trade, like, a stapler for a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, still not quite sure what that was about, but you know they were significant. And so one day, you can't quite work out the exact details. A hunter made an oath with a hunter. If I find you your heart, you'll get me out of Arcadia. And you don't remember what happened, but you remember that that's what happened.
Excellent.
So, and make me your clarity. Make your oh, Great Justice Games redeemed a whole bunch of GM +1s, and they've managed to reason with the big scary NPC instead of fighting her. But thank you for those. I'll save them for next game.
I rolled 2 10s, a 7, and a 6, and no 1s.
Okay, so that's a pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we should probably get out of here and end the session there.
Yeah. So Masterson also gets, so as you get up off the floor and you have, that's fine. I'll figure out what the hell that means by next game.
Right.
I didn't expect.
Is everything good?
Uh,
you're thank you, Mr. Well, whatever your name is now.
Yes.
Your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
It's for once the story was told in our favor, and I hope I never have to see you again.
If you want to get out of this particular hedge nonsense, we're heading for the gate now. You can come with us.
I've got my own gate.
Okay, good.
So nice working with you. Glad I didn't have to try and kill you again, and
Sorry,
goodbye
Ripple.
forever.
Sorry about last time.
It's the job, you know. I didn't actually ask him. It's a whole thing. I'm a free agent now. This is great. And they just sort of walk off through the employees only entrance, never to be seen again. Hopefully. Not every day a person literally gets a piece of their soul back. Are huntsmen people? Who knows? And yeah, you all easily get to that doorway out, and you're still not sure what happened to Friday or Sungrazer. Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a changeling. They can manage themselves.
He's got a floof to keep him company.
Not that it's likely to affect anything, but I'll tell the boys, I'll be back in a few days or a few months, whatever. You know who's in charge when I'm gone.
Okay, boss.
Keep an eye out for this person just in case they're in any trouble. If they are, take them back here.
Oh, you want us to bump them off?
No. Keep them safe.
Oh, okay, it's a special friend. All right, boss, we got it. You're the best boss. And
I have a story for that later. But
so you all exit the same hedge gate you went into to a football field-sized ballroom full of rich people and now cops in riot gear.
That'll be fun.
Wondering why y'all just walked back out through a magic door. And we'll leave it there.
Oof.
Yes, let's exit through the same hedge gate instead of making one of our own.
Yeah.
Lol.
I don't think I know enough in character to have suggested, like, exiting a different way, so now we gotta deal with this room full of people who totally saw something happen.
Not my splat, not my monkeys.
Yeah.
I had thought about when I was going in, this could be a useful exit from the problem we were in, and that went away, and meanwhile the changelings were in charge.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have rigid mask with me. Humans can't tell when I lie to them.
Yes, we will.
I'm going to tell them we went in to go save the musician, and she got out before we did.
Yeah.
And we'll get
Everything's fine.
we'll get into all that next game because we are over time, and I had said we wouldn't be. So let's see if I can keep my outro short. So this is Exit to Eden, even though they're not currently in Eden, because they're running an underground railroad to save people, supernatural people, from this system, because people hate them and it sucks. So yeah, cyberpunk, space opera, World of Dark, NWoD, it's a ridiculous ride, and I make tonal shifts whenever I want, because there's a hedge to play with. If it were the Dreaming, it would be the same. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm the GM for every other Saturday night, and some of the other ones we do indie game night. It's December, it's the holidays, I have no idea what else is happening this month, because we'll figure it out. Join our Discord. There are 800 billion links to our Discord and chat by now, and the mods will probably add another one. Thank you, mods. To know what the fuck is going on, because I still don't know. Follow us. If you hate Discord, we also have a Twitter account, which I generally don't remember to update until the day of game. And we have a Facebook. You can follow it if you want, but Facebook won't let us show you things unless we give them money. So that's fun. I'm not bitter. And yeah, we game on Saturday nights, and we now have a Vampire the Masquerade game that is running consistently on Tuesday nights. We should be there this week. I don't know what happens after that, because holidays, but it's V5, but set in 1920s Boston, and we're all about to get on a dirigible run by Tremere Blood Magic. And my Malkavian is not thrilled with this, but this is where the plot is going. I'm certainly not going to walk to London. Or swim. V5 and Prohibition, yes. Our Von True in that game owns a speakeasy, which just got... Well, the building got purchased by this guy's Bruja, and it's also getting fun and ridiculous. So yeah. Tuesday night, Vampire. Saturday night, sometimes it's NWoD in space, and sometimes it's an indie game. We are still looking for indie GMs, or if you are a GM with an indie game you like or have written and want to run it for a stream, talk to us on the Discord. We can work something out. It might help if you bring some additional players, because everyone's schedules are about to go into Meltdown.
It's already in Meltdown, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. So, Magic Fish Radio, this is what we do. It's fun. Anyway, join the Discord. Join the Discord. So let's do outros while I look for someone to raid. Let's go opposite direction. So let's start with Petruchio. Who are you when you are not a vampire kingpin in a black and white noir world?
When I'm not either a vampire or a kingpin or in a black and white noir world, I'm Josh. You can find me online nowhere regularly, but often on program of conventions. Speaking of which, next week is the World Science Fiction Convention, which is going to be an in-person convention that I'm attending in person, but there will also be an online part to it. And they're going to be awesome authors and editors and things, and music. And, tune in, or if you somehow end up in DC, come in. And I'll be there.
Officer Bork. What?
Yes.
What it is?
I am Tempto. I actually run the Twitch channel Tempto 2099 Monday through Friday right now, 6:30 p.m. till about 10:30. I do gaming, but I'm also working on setting up a Warhammer 40K painting stream at least once a week. That's still kind of in the works, so got to get there. But I do a lot of retro gaming, a lot of modern gaming, and right now going through some Soulsborne games as well.
Okay, Masterson. Who are you when you're at home?
Ardoz, at Once and Future Doctor on Twitter. I run Duffel Bag Full of Zombies Press. I write role-playing games. I occasionally do other things.
Woohoo! And Klaus, and 8 million other names.
Hi, I'm Dracus. I play Klaus and 8 million other names. I'm actual Dracus on most social media, just like I am in chat here. I'm on Discord a lot. And I grabbed my 1940s camera to show off since I mentioned it in chat earlier.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
I'm hoping to get some film for it for Christmas, but it's in really good condition and it's really cool.
Is it
It's a Spartus Press Flash, and it's the first model that had the flash built in.
Oh, so it's a photo camera.
Mm-hmm.
You're a film student, so I was gonna
Yeah.
ask.
No, I've got a couple of photo cameras that I inherited at some point, so this is one of them, and I'm excited about it all the time.
Yee! Definitely post about it in the Discord.
Will do.
Yee! Alright, so Pixel Circus is doing a puppet game.
Ooh.
So we're gonna raid them, because I could use some puppets right now. Total Puppet Chaos. Not
Sounds
Perception
like
Check, who
Chaos.
did it first and are still doing it. But they're fun. Pixel Circus is fun too. So yeah, that was the enter button. At least I almost hit the end stream button on the OBS several times tonight. So at least, like, brain fog is bad. Join the Discord. I won't remember to post anywhere else. If I even remember to post there. Okay. So get ready to raid the Pixel Circus. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I hope we gave you adequate distractions from a ridiculous world now full of holiday nightmares. And if we see you, if you're watching VOD, also thank you for your eyeballs. If you're watching live, awesome. Both are good. We also put these on YouTube in our YouTube graveyard, which is what I will call it forever. And yeah, so until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and please survive I hope your holiday is chill and not ridiculous. Bye.